Hey guys, what is up? My name is Crackerjack Gaming, back with you guys in another video. Today we are doing another episode of the Superheroes Limited Mod Showcase. And today, before I start anything off, I just want to say thank you guys so much for getting us to reach 200 subscribers. I saw it this morning and I was so friggin' stoked. Thank you guys so much. I can't wait to, entertain you guys some more and stuff, and yeah, so yeah, just a party started. So for those of you who are a bit confused on how this works, you haven't been here before, so the newbies, what's gonna happen is I'm gonna tell you guys about the history of the background and stuff of the superhero, and then I'm gonna tell you guys their superpowers and abilities in the TV show in TV shows, comics, and everything else about them, movies, whatever, and then I'm gonna tell you guys what they can do in the game. Now they do vary differently between the game and the comics and books and stuff, but they're still pretty cool nonetheless. So yeah, let's get this party started. Now today we're going to be doing a twofer again, like we did with Scarlet Witch and the Quicksilver, sorry, my mind's getting all mixed up. So today we're going to be doing the Flash and Green Arrow. Now I've already done the Flash before, so I'm going to do a bit of a recap on them. So yeah, I'm going to do a bit of a recap on them, and then I'm going to give you guys the full history and background of Green Arrow. So if I do miss anything, again, I'm sorry, I can't remember, everything off the top of my head, and, some things are just, best left unknown, so you guys can go, learn about them yourself. So, yeah, let's get this party started. Alright, so the Flash I've already done before. I'm going to leave a link down in the comment below for you guys to, or down in the description below for you guys to go see that video. Now, yeah, there's been a couple of updates to him, for those of you who don't know. There has been a couple of updates since the last time we've played as, the Flash. So one thing which you guys can notice is that based on the other versions of the game, whenever you stopped, you'd get like a little annoying particle. Oh no, don't want to start Twitch. You get a little annoying particle effect whenever you just stood still. So that's been changed, thankfully. And yeah, so it's pretty cool. See, we can still run around and stuff. We can, jump whatever, get extra speed. Now this is when you're walking. This is when you're running, as you know. And yeah, it's pretty cool. Now, one thing that has been changed is the intangibility effect. Now, for those of you who don't know, one of Flash's powers is that he can actually move through solid objects, which is very, very cool in my opinion. He can vibrate his molecules to a certain frequency so he can, not, run straight into a wall. But what's changed about this one is since the last time, basically what happened was he would teleport from place to place, which is fine, whatever gets the job done. But it would glitch out every now and again, and the mod creator Tio has actually changed that to where you can just move through solid objects like you're in, game mode 3. So if you just press the V key repeatedly, I can move through this little place that we are in now, which I forgot to mention. If you guys couldn't tell, we're in the Fortress of Mother Friggin' Solitude. Yes, because you guys asked me to be here. Thank you so much for leaving comments. Of course, I love them. So yeah, leave a comment down below if there's anything else you guys like me to do in other places. So, yeah, that's awesome. Now, like I said, he can, run through walls and stuff or whatever, which is still really cool. Now, one more thing, this is like my favorite update ever of the mod, is that if you press the right bracket key, you can change into the CW TV show, if you guys couldn't tell from the little intro that I made, is that you can turn into the CW version Flash, which is freaking awesome. Now, granted, he may not listen to me, but Tio, if you guys, if you and your team are listening, may I make a suggestion, if you don't mind? So I know that you can make alternate character suits for superheroes, but what if you made one with Reverse Flash, to where, he could still be the bad guy like in the TV show where he's the Reverse Zoom, or Reverse Flash, no yellow suit, but what if when you press the right bracket, he turned into the Black Flash, like from the TV show? Just a thought, just a suggestion, you don't have to listen to me, but I thought that'd be a very cool addition. So, if you're not working that already, then, just a suggestion. So, yeah, that's pretty much it for the Flash as far as I know of. One more thing that I couldn't get is that I cannot run up walls for the life of me. Like, I've tried it a bunch of times, I could not get it. So if you guys can get it, then, let me know down in the comments below how to do it. I couldn't do it for myself. So yeah, just let me know down in the comments below. Thanks. Alright, so here we have the Green Arrow himself. Now, for those of you who don't know, he does also have a TV show of his own on the CW, which is not bad in my opinion. Now, I will admit that the backstory is very different from the comics. I don't know much about the comics. I do know about the TV show because I watched it for a bit. But in my opinion, this is my own personal opinion. So I think that the CW backstory is a lot better because it has like a lot more in depth and it's got more characters and stuff. So for the backstory of the CW Flash, in the show at least. Basically, he was, you know, the spoiled rich kid. He was on a yacht. He was yada yada yada. You know, he was living it up. He had everything he ever wanted. You know, he went to college for a few days, didn't really pass, whatever, because he had all the money in the world. So, one day, his father and him are going on a cruise, and what happens is there's a crash, and, you know, the ship goes and it gets destroyed, and it goes underneath the water and whatever. So, for a while, him and his father are stranded at sea. And eventually it gets to the point where something happens to his father, and I'm not going to say what, but in the end, basically, the Green Arrow has to go and, you know, be on the island by himself for the time being. Where eventually he meets a couple of new characters, new people, the person who taught him to shoot a bow in the first place, and yeah, it's really, really cool, actually. So, for those of you who don't know, the Green Arrow's secret identity, his real name, is actually Oliver Queen. Now, Oliver Queen is almost, but not as rich as Batman. That's basically the best that I can describe it. He's a rich kid who can shoot a bow and arrow. That's like the most genuine and plain thing that I can say about him. But he does have a lot more backstory about him. He's, you know, he's quirky, he's charismatic, he's all this and that, and he's pretty badass when it comes to projectiles. So, yeah, now let's get into the crafting recipes. Oh, wait, I didn't give you the comic background. So, basically what happens is, it's the same thing. This is the New 52 background story. I don't know about the Golden Age of comics, which is, like, the very first part of Green Arrow. But for the New 52 comics, I know that he was stranded on an island again, and he used spare parts from the crashed ship for a bow and arrow, and he used it to hunt, and he was there for years and years and years. Then eventually he got better, and then he came back and, you know, fixed his city, like, you know, the superhero TV show motto. Yeah. So that's pretty much it for the comics and for the TV show. Now, let's get on to the crafting recipe. So I'm going to show you guys how to make his suit first, and then all of his weaponry. So, let's get started. Alright, so to make the Green Arrow's mask, you're going to need 3 green cloth and 1 feather. Now, for those of you who don't know, I showed you how to make green cloth in the very first episode of the Superheroes Limited Mod Showcase. But, you know, it's been a while, so I'm going to give you guys a little bit of a refresher. All you need is just 5 string and 4 green wool to make green cloth, which makes 4 of it in 1 of these. So, yeah, that's pretty much how to make green cloth. Then you need 1 feather to make his mask, and then his mask, and then to make his suit, you're going to take 6 green cloth and 3 leather. That's how you make the Green Arrow suit. And then to make his leggings, you're going to need 3 stained clay, which I think would chafe personally, but that's not what I would, you know, choose to wear a suit. Then it's going to take 4 green cloth, and to make his boots, it's 2 green cloth and 2 emeralds. That's how you make a suit. Let's pop this puppy on. Now, one more thing, which is really cool about the Green Arrow and the mod creator, is that he actually implemented the CW show Green Arrow suit here as well. So if you press the right bracket again, we can turn into the Green Arrow from the CW show, which is very, very awesome. In the show, he's known as the Hood to begin with, but it's, you know, he later takes on the name of Green Arrow. So, yeah, that's pretty freaking awesome. Alright, now, as you guys probably wonder, Jack, what about his bow? What do we have to use to craft the bow? You don't have to use anything to craft the bow, which is freaking amazing, and I'll tell you why. All you have to do is just press the X key on your keyboard, and you get the Green Arrow's bow all for yourself. So I'm going to pop into Game Mode 0 here. Now, really cool thing about the Green Arrow, and this is also going to work for Hawkeye as well, but they all have their own special bows, which is, sorry, not their own, well, obviously their bows, but they also have their own special arrows which they can use. And archery is freaking fun. I've tried it before. It's great. But, yeah, so these are all of the arrows that the Green Arrow can use. He can use a normal arrow, he can use a green arrow, he can use a cobweb arrow, the boxing glove arrow, the explosive arrow, the Greek fire arrow, and the sleeping gas arrow. Now, to craft them, you know, you just need a normal green arrow for this one. That's how you make it. It's vanilla. Now, this is like the base crafting recipe for all of the following arrows, except for the green arrow. You guys are probably wondering, Jack, how in the bloody hell does the green arrow differ from the normal arrow? So, if we shoot the normal arrow, it does more damage with the Green Arrow's bow. So let's shoot this cow over here. Let's shoot this cow. You know, it's the normal arrow, you know, it does this, does that, does damage, whatever. Now, the thing is that with normal arrows, they take gravity into effect. What the fuck? So basically, as you guys can see, it flew over and then it landed over there. The green arrow, to switch to me, just press the C key. The green arrow does not do gravity. It doesn't have gravity. So let's pull this back a bit. As you can see, it does not take gravity into effect. It just goes on forever and ever and ever. So that's the difference between them. It's very, very cool. Very, very, you know, interesting. So to make the green arrow, it's just like this. This is the base recipe on how to make the normal green arrow. And to make the cobweb arrow, it's just, you know, a cobweb on top of the normal arrows. Now, I will say this before I go on to the rest of crafting recipes, is that this superhero is mainly meant for, if you have a lot of resources to spare. So don't go just, you know, making this character just to make this character, unless you want to, unless that's your, you know, your big plan. But he's meant for if you have a lot of, you know, extra stuff to spare. So yeah. Now we're going to go on to the boxing glove arrow, which to make that is just one green cloth, one arrow, and a cactus green dye. And we got the explosive arrow, which is a TNT, an arrow, and a cactus green. Then we got the Greek fire arrow, which is a fire charge, arrow, and a cactus green. And finally, we have the sleeping gas arrow, which is the sleeping, which is the splash potion of slowness, and yeah, the arrow and the green cactus green. So yeah, now powers and abilities in the game. What he can do is he has archery, which means that he can, you know, shoot these special bows. He has strength as well, and he has acrobatics 2. And when you run, he gets speed 2, I think. Is it speed 2? Yeah, it's speed 2. Alright, so let's spawn on some cows instead, because I couldn't see the bad guys. Now, I will admit, I am no good at shooting arrows, so let's go up here, actually. And if you guys couldn't tell, I've actually been doing double jumps for some of the video. And basically, all you have to do is just time it right to do a double jump. That's what acrobatics is. That means you can just basically do a double jump. It's almost as cool as flying, but, you know, not really. So, let's shoot this cow. That was the wrong bow and arrow. Oopsies. Okay, I meant to go for the cobweb arrow. Oh god. There we go. Oh, he also doesn't take fall damage, which is nice. So, there we go. Caught him. Alright, next we have the, I believe this is the explosive arrow. That is the explosive arrow. Yes, it is. Next we have the boxing glove arrow. The boxing glove arrow is basically just meant for knockback. So, you know, it doesn't do a lot of damage, but, you know, it still does some damage. So let's try to get this runaway cow. There we go. Up. Oh, I didn't get steak. I thought you got steak from that. Steak for days. All right. Next we have. Next we have the sleeping gas arrow. Boop. And it basically just slows down your enemies. You know, they can't really do much. They'll just, you know, go very, very slowly for a time being. This one is mainly meant for like a getaway arrow. So, you know, it's pretty cool. Alright, so anyway guys, that's it for this video. Thank you guys so much again for watching. I'm sorry that I haven't been uploading recently. I've had a lot of stuff to do, and I'm actually moving house, so, you know, it's gonna be great. Yeah, so sorry again, and leave some more suggestions down for anybody that you want me to do. I'm really doing, you know, I'm actually having a lot of fun doing these. It's really, really great. I'm having so much fun. And I love your guys' suggestions. They're awesome. Let me know down in the comments below if you guys like to do, I don't know, a sidekick or a super villain. Or, you know, just do a recap on some of them when there's been an update. So, yeah, guys, that's it for this video. Thank you guys so much again for watching, and I'll see you guys and gals in the next video. Peace.